All right, men's and women's 400-meter dash. Paris 2024 is coming up so quick, and these two are some of the most competitive fields that we have across the entire Olympics. Men's and women's 400s. These are stacked. These are stacked. And it was very hard for me to try and come up with a clear top three, but I got ya. Don't worry. It's only my personal opinion, so let me know. Go in the comments. Let me know what your top three is, but let's dive into those men's first. So first off, we have, this field is so open. We got Michael Norman coming back, right? He's been sitting out with some injuries. He had some coaching changes. Check out the video I did talking about his change from Quincy Watts over to John Smith. He's now back with Quincy Watts. So he's been kind of getting back into it. He's been kind of rolling. Best this year of 44.21 seconds. Of course, he has a personal best of 43.45. Of course, he's a 2022 world champion, but people are looking to see, can he get that Olympic medal? He got 5th place at the Tokyo Games in 2021. Can he get back to it? From Tokyo 2021, Stephen Gardner, he's a defending Olympic champion. Personal best of 43.48 seconds. He was dominant for who knows how long, right? For so many years, back to back to back. And still to this day, I know it's a weird kind of stat, but he's never lost a 400-meter race that he's actually finished. But caveats, right? There was a time that he actually fell to the track, I think, in a race down in Texas at Prairie View a couple years ago. Last year in Budapest, right? He, again, did not finish because he fell to the track coming off, what, the semifinals or off the 300-meter marker. So, you know, I don't know, give that little caveat. But Stephen Gardner, he was dominant for so many years that it's tough. If he is in form, he is going to be a serious problem. Best this year for Stephen Gardner, 44.39. So we'll see how things kind of play out with there. But we do have two of the fastest men in the world this year, Matthew Hudson-Smith and Quincy Hall. Hold up, before we get to the rest of the video, y'all know that I'm gonna be on the ground holding it down with the CITIUS MAG team in Paris, and we've got all the coverage that you need for track and field from August 1st all the way to August 11th. We've got daily recaps, podcasts, interviews, newsletters, constant updates on social, all powered by ASICS, and you don't want to miss any of it. So go in the description. I've got all the links you need to stay up to date with everything that the CITIUS MAG team has. So let's get back to the video, y'all. Now, Matt Hudson-Smith, his experience coming into this field is only matched by a couple other guys when talking about recent times, right? Hudson-Smith got the bronze medal in 2022. He got the silver medal last year. He's, of course, been European champion multiple times. Personal best of 43.74 seconds this year. The fastest, of course, in the world. World-leading performance. And that's a 3rd time that he's improved the European, continental record. So he's kind of been on a roll. And listen, this 43.74, this was huge. Yes, he did it in front of a London crowd, so maybe he got a little boost there. But just a week before, we saw Quincy Hall. He ran 43.80 seconds, which was a massive performance, specifically at the time at the Monaco Diamond League. He is coming off not only that 43.80, which is a massive personal best, one of the fastest all time, along with Matthew Hudson-Smith, but also he got the win at US Olympic Trials. He also got the bronze medal at the World Championships last year. And the progression that he's been having this season is absolutely perfect, literally getting faster every single race. So Quincy Hall, Matthew Hudson-Smith, these guys are on an absolute roll. Then you have a ton of other guys. I'm looking at Karani James, where he is definitely going to be in the conversation. He's a 3-time Olympic medalist, gold in 2012, silver in 2016, bronze in 2021 in Tokyo. He ran a season's best of 44.38 seconds just here in London. Karani James is in that conversation. You have guys like Alexander Doom, you have Jareem Richards, right? Christopher Morales-Williams, Chris Bailey. So many guys are in this 400-meter conversation, but who are we talking about for my top 3? Well, Matthew Hudson-Smith, I'm giving him the gold medal. It's very close. Matthew Hudson-Smith and Quincy Hall, I'm giving them the 1-2 in this 400, but to be honest, I was like splitting hairs. The only reason that I give Matthew the edge for the gold medal here is because of his experience. He's been here so many times, even dating back to the 2016 Olympics in Rio, where he got last place there, I think, but that was literally the fastest race in history, where I think the time that Braylon Taplin had run would have medaled at every single Olympics, and he got 7th place. So Matthew Hudson-Smith, he has so much experience. He's been here before, and he's coming off 2 very good seasons, coming off the world-leading performance. Again, it's splitting hairs because I feel like Quincy Hall is also on a mission to get the gold medal here. Quincy Hall, he recently switched coaches. He was training with Mike Holloway down in Florida, in Gainesville with that whole crew, but he recently went back to his coach, I think Curtis Taylor. Someone could fact check me. I'll put it up on the screen here. That's his junior college coach before he went to South Carolina, and he's training by himself from what he said, where he is just dead set, he is focused. Check out the interview that we had on CITIUS MAG, where after his race in Monaco, our boy Mitch, he asked him like, yo, we're a leading performance, 43 seconds, US champion, like, does that kind of go into your mind? He's like, yo, I don't care, I'm gonna act like you didn't even say that because I just want to drill down and focus. So Quincy Hall is focused. He doesn't play around. But man, the only edge is only because Matthew Hudson-Smith has just a little bit more global experience. Listen, Quincy, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You proved me wrong when I didn't get you making the U.S. team. Prove me wrong right now. Get that gold medal. So Matthew Hudson-Smith the gold, Quincy Hall the silver, and then I'm giving Karani James the bronze medal. Now, people probably saying, why are you giving Karani the bronze? Like, he's not even top 3 this year. He's not top 4, any of that. But listen, I definitely favor experience. He has run 44.38 seconds this year, season's best at the London Diamond League. Of course, he's a 3-time Olympic, medalist from 2012, 2016, 2021, and I feel like his experience is really going to play a part here. One big thing is that at the Tokyo Olympic Games in 2021, where he was coming off, some time where he lost his mother, he was dealing with Graves' disease, got 5th place, I think, in Doha 2019, then came to Tokyo and got the bronze medal. Entering the Olympic Games in 2021, he had only run a best of 44.60 seconds. That was the best he had ever run that season. Then he got to the Olympics, peaked perfectly, 43.8 in the semifinals, and then got onto the podium, got that bronze medal. I think he's going to do something very similar. He's run 44.3 seconds here. He is definitely in the form, rounding into it. I really like where Karani James is at. And just for some context, in Budapest, he got disqualified in Budapest last year, but before he got disqualified, he actually ran his season's best in that race. So Karani James, I have him in the bronze medal position. Matthew Hudson-Smith, Quincy Hall, Karani James. Behind there, Dream Richards. This is kind of splitting hairs because Dream Richards, he is in the form of his life, man. 44.18 seconds, personal best. Don't forget that Dream Richards, he was dealing with injury and he managed to set some personal best last year and go to Budapest and still run some of his best times ever. Dream Richards might get on this podium. Don't sleep on Dream Richards, but I have him for 4th just by an edge. Alexander Doom, he's been really on the rise here. I have him getting 5th, and then Michael Norman, Stephen Gardner, Morales Williams. Listen, don't hate me. You can go in the comments. You can, criticize me. I don't think that it's tough. I'm splitting hairs. This field is so wide open. Stephen Gardner, he's so strong, but Michael Norman, he's so strong, but they just haven't run as consistent as some of the other guys. So I can't put them on the podium right now. But anything can happen. We're going to see. Let's get to these women. This is probably even more wide open, in my opinion, even though we have a bunch of women who have run extremely fast. We have world leaders. We have, world champions. But let's look at this field. Paulino, she is a defending world champion. Marlita Paulino from Dominican Republic, defending world champion from 2023, silver medalist from 2022, silver medalist from the last Olympic Games. She has a personal best of 48.76 seconds. She has a season's best this year of 49.20 seconds. So she hasn't been in the races with some of the other women, but when it has come to play, when we're talking about, I think, the Paris Diamond League, right? She's taken the win. Some of the other races, she's taken the win. She is very strong and very consistent. So that might play a factor here. But you do have Nickisha Pryce from Jamaica, coming off that legendary performance at the NCAAs where she ran 48.8 seconds, but then she followed that up just recently at the London Diamond League. 48.57 seconds, moved her to number 7 all time. That was a massive performance for Nickisha Pryce and really put her in the driver's seat to say, like, hold up, I'm really going for this gold medal. I might be able to, kind of play things. Despite me being in the NCAA, despite, having a long season, I'm here to be able to really contend for a medal. So looking at Nickisha Pryce, Natalia Kaczmarek. Natalia Kaczmarek has really been having the season of her life. She got, the silver medal at the World Championships last year. This year, she managed to run 48.9 seconds on 2 occasions. Most recently, 48.90 behind Nickisha Pryce at the London Diamond League. So also in that conversation, someone like Sade Williams. Sade Williams from Barbados, 2-time bronze medalist, 2022, 2023. She's kind of like a sleeper where people really don't have their eyes on her, but she kind of pops out of nowhere and just shows up and performs to her best. So I'm looking at Sade Williams to really put down a great performance here. You also have Rhasidat Adeleke, where she has been, I think, in my opinion, she has the highest ceiling of any athlete here, whether it's Nickisha Pryce, whether it's Paulino, Kaczmarek. I think she has the highest ceiling and the most potential. Now, does that mean she's going to get gold? I don't know. But I think she's really, really in a good position. She's run 49.07 seconds this year, personal best. She's rounding into form. She's been kind of dipping in and out with different events between the 100 meters, the 200. So I really like where she's at. She got 5th place at the World Championships, 5th or 4th place, I forgot. Put it up on the screen again. So she's in a very, very good position. Then you have a couple other women, right? Leaky Claver, she's been very, very, very good, hitting on all cylinders. Amber Anning from Great Britain, Kendall Ellis, USA champion, right? Alexis Holmes. A lot of women are in this conversation, but my top 3, I'm giving it to Marlita Paulino. Paulino is just too consistent. And yes, she hasn't run 48 seconds this year, but the thing is, I love that experience. She's got the silver medal at the Olympic Games. She got the silver medal at the World Championships in 2022, and then she stepped up and got the gold medal last year at the World Championships. And she's run 48 seconds on multiple occasions, I think 3 times in her career, right? Twice last year, and then also once in 2022 at the end of the season, right? So I really like where Paulino is at, and every single race that she's in, she seems to be in the driver's seat, where no matter who is actually in that race, no matter who she's competing with, she's going to be able to get to the front, control that race, and go for the gold medal. So I'm picking Paulino to get that gold medal, but behind her, I do have Nickisha Pryce. Nickisha Pryce, I think this is going to be a fast race. I think that Paulino is going to be able to respond to Nickisha Pryce and really set the tone for, yo, are we going to see 2 women run 48.3, 48.4? I don't know. We could get to that point, but Nickisha Pryce, only because that little lack of experience relative to some of the other women, like a Paulino, I think that's, just going to get her that silver medal. But let's be clear, this is her first Olympic Games. So for her to get on the podium in my predictions, this is massive for Nickisha Pryce. So huge shout out to her. And then 3rd place, Rhasidat Adeleke. This is kind of tough because Natalia Kazmarek, she's been running the 48 seconds, right? Adeleke hasn't gotten there yet, but she's spoken about how last year she didn't get on the podium. She does not want that to happen again. She's really been digging in, right? I spoke to her coach while I was at NCAA's, and he said that, yo, she is coming, right? She's kind of learning the event, and she's like super intelligent, still learning things. I think that Adeleke is going to get onto the podium here. And I think that her and Nickisha Pryce, they're both going to have some very, very strong futures where, both of them are going to be running 48 seconds so many times throughout their careers. And I think, in my opinion, all 3 of these women on the podium, they're all going to run 48 seconds. That's my opinion. It's never happened before. I think 1996 at the Olympic Games in Atlanta, that was the fastest 400-meter race ever, where it took 49.10 seconds to get on the podium, right, to get bronze. That's when we had Marie-José Pérec. She got the gold medal. Kathy Freeman got the silver medal, both of them running, 48 seconds. I think we might see a replica of that race here in Paris. This is going to be huge. But behind them, Natalia Kazmarek. I didn't even mention Sawi Nasser. Sawi Nasser, who I have getting 5th place here, she's been kind of rounding into form. 49.6 seconds this year. She's run 49 seconds a couple times. She's kind of making a lot of progress relative to, I kind of compare it a little bit to 2019 when she went on to run 48.14, number 3 all time. Not nearly as fast. I think she ran 49.1 right before the World Championships there. But listen, Sawi Nasser is dangerous. So she's going to be in the mix. And then, Sade Williams, Lieke Klaver, going down the list. And then, Amber Anning and Kendall Ellis. Everyone's going to be in that conversation. Shout out to Shaunae Miller-Uibo. I feel like Shaunae, she got injured at the Bahamian trials, and, she doesn't have a 400-meter mark. She did get into the Olympic Games based on world ranking, but I really would love to see her get onto the podium here, or get into the final at least. I don't know if she's going to get onto the podium. She's a 2-time Olympic champion, defending Olympic champion. She did have 3 splits on relays this year, 2 at the World Relays in the Bahamas, and then 1, I think, at either Tom Jones or Florida Relays. She ran 49 seconds all 3 of the times, right? So it proves that she at least is in form, is at least in shape. Maybe an injury setback is going to hinder her, but I would love to see her in the final. Shaunae Miller-Uibo, one of my favorite athletes ever. So let me know what you think. That's a men's 400-meter dash. That's a women's 400-meter dash. These are just my predictions. These are just my opinions, but go in the comments. Give me your top 3 in the men's and the women's, and we are going to be in Paris. So looking forward to it. Let me know what you think. Always appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching.